and now they're going to end up with an IO on the side of Navi. That is just incredible. I am completely surprised that they actually went with this route, to be honest, because they oftentimes just play the IO as a position 4 on Navi's side. And like they did play it yesterday against Live to Win, but I thought maybe against Alliance they might try a different strategy. But it's okay, just go with it. Sven, that's probably the pickup for Navi. Alliance need to really think about what they need to do with the Sven now.
Yeah, they do. They do need to have some good ideas coming into this one. I mean, what are the classic IO counters which come to mind? Of course, we have the Wyvern, or the things like Mars have been some answers. Okay, they go with Omni Knight, so they're really setting up for the Sven. Navi have an opportunity to take it here, though. They really do.
Well, I'm not sure if Alliance is setting up for Sven, or maybe they want to go for like a Slark route or something of that sort. But Navi, they should take the Sven here. They should take it. One, obviously, you don't want to give Alliance it. Sure, Alliance might not be playing it, but I think it's still like much better if you just take the Sven for yourself with this IO. Sorry, guys, I'm having a little bit of a pet situation. My kitten actually managed to sneak into the room somehow. So
get rid of that pet. Bye, naughty animal.
Is that your dog? No, it was my kitten. I have a.
You have a kitten?
I have a look. Yeah, I do. I do have a kitten. Yeah.
How did you not tell me this? You're keeping your secret pets under the rug?
It's actually a stray, but we found it. It was like really small, and it looked like the mom just kind of abandoned it. So we were just trying to like nurture it back to health first. We weren't sure what we were gonna do after with the kitten, so I didn't really like tell people because I don't want to let them know like, hey, we have a kitten, and then maybe we have to give it away or something. So yeah. So it kind of like snuck into the room. I didn't realize it was still in the room somehow, and then it was like playing with the lights. Had to just send it out first.
Blimey. Alrighty, well, let us have a look at what the heroes have been picked up. So Alliance, they actually go with the Omni Knight into the PA. Meanwhile, Navi have taken the IO and the Mars.
Yeah, very again, like IO, sure, it's one of Navi's better heroes, right? And I thought maybe like they wouldn't really fall for picking it and giving Alliance a chance to counter it. Like maybe there'll be a little bit more mind games. But where they do give the mind games is not picking the Sven right away on the side of Navi. They just go with this Mars. They get that solid offlane hero that IO can play with. We saw yesterday when Navi played against Live to Win, that IO Mars just smashed the enemy carry, right? It was like such a hard lane, and he was so farmed on this Mars. And now Alliance going with the Phantom Assassin, making sure that does not get banned on the second phase. Yesterday, Mudgolems, they banned PA against Alliance, I think both games. And now Nico Baby, we're going to get to see his signature Phantom Assassin. He's so good on this hero. I'm not the biggest fan of PA Omni. Omni can secure the PA's lane just a little bit, but the synergy is not as strong as obviously having Sven, right? That strength, that extra damage, the early game presence, that's big time. But Alliance with this PA, like at least they have something now that can jump onto the IO and pressure the IO throughout the game.
Yeah, that backline's catch, and with the Omni Knight buffing her up, she's not a strength hero, but she really likes that status resistance. It allows her to do a lot more in these fights, and also a decent matchup into Mars as well, can jump around and get out of the arena with Blink Strike. So yeah, really digging this pickup from Alliance. Of course, just a very strong hero, and now we enter the boulevard of banned carries for Alliance. They can just get rid of all of these pesky heroes they don't want to play against. Venge. I kind of like that idea as well, actually. But with banning Venge, you basically get rid of Drow, and you get rid of Medusa, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. No one really wants to play Dusa without Venge. Drow, it is possible to be played without Venge. Navi, yesterday, they did play the IO Venge Dusa combo. So, like I said, very good ban out there. Just pretty much removing some key heroes. I think they more focus on banning for the Dusa. Like, Drow is not a big problem for the Phantom Assassin, right? Like, you can always
true. You don't pick
gap close and get on top of it. Yeah, but the Dusa is pretty difficult because much tankier, especially getting buffed up by an IO. That would just be way too much.
Yeah. I remember when Venge Arc Warden was a thing for a while in this patch. We haven't really seen that in a long time, though. Arc Warden's kind of fallen off the face of the earth. I guess with Sven and PA being so popular, two very big gap closing heroes, which Arc Warden just doesn't want to play into.
Also, Arc Warden's laning, I think, became a bit weaker because the offlaners understood better what they needed to do, especially like the position forwards and stuff. In the beginning, it was really hard for the offlaners to fight into the Arc Warden because you were pretty much fighting into like two range heroes most of the time, or like an undying Arc Warden, which was really strong. But now they got like a better idea of like how to pressure him, where he's going to play on the map, how to catch him, and Arc Warden sometimes also has a hard time ending the game, right? Compared to like PA Sven, who just like pretty much click their buttons and you're just dead. That's it.
Pretty much. Yeah, a very complex hero to play, and you know when there's so many other carries just so strong right now, it just doesn't feel like it fits in. So poor old Arc Warden, back to the drawing board for him. So they've banned out the Terrorblade, the Venge, and the Morphling. That's what Alliance choose to get rid of. Meanwhile, Navi, they get rid of the Slardar, the Viper, and the Shadow Demon. Okay.
Viper ban, interesting. What does that actually tell us here? It could be offlane Viper. That would be like a Spectre, maybe Navi wants. It's Spectre IO is, I wouldn't call it the best combo, for sure. IO would like to be buffing up other heroes typically. But Alliance going for the Snapfire. This is looking a lot like a mid snap, I think. For Limp, they can flex this till the very end, though. He can be played as a 4. S4, not really known for his Snapfire. He doesn't play this hero. Like, heroes S4 plays is like Mars, DK, Nature's Prophet, Legion Commander, Viper. Like, these heroes who can kind of just tank up, stay in the front line. Snapfire really isn't that kind of hero.
Yeah, definitely not.
So most likely either a 4 or a 2. And I want to say I'm leaning more towards 2 for Alliance here.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Limp Snapfire sounds like a treat, and you've already got yourself an Omni Knight to throw into the occasion if you want to. Probably not, though. Probably it's going to be the offlaner you throw in. Generally seems to be the case, or even a creep.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably pick one more hero, like S4's hero, and that hero is probably going to be the one that's going to get tossed into the fights and open up the engagements. I think there was maybe a bit like other heroes that would have been better than Snapfire, but Snapfire does provide you with a lot of lane shoving, which Alliance kind of need because they got this PA Omninet, right? So lane shoving is how you enable your Phantom Assassin to have like this free game, because you constantly push the lanes out, the enemy can't get to your PA, she gets free farm, then later the Heavenly Grace kicks in with the PA and she just becomes the strongest carry on the map. Ooh, Tiny. Okay, so there we go. That's another flex. So this is a really smart pick from Alliance here, right? Now the Tiny and the Snap can both be played as a position 2 or the 4. And then Alliance is now holding their offlaner till the very end. So they're gonna get to see Navi's carry first, and then S4 is gonna pick the offlane that best lanes against that carry. And they get the Sven still. Like, I'm so shook that the Sven even managed to get this far in the draft.
Criminal, truly.
Like, I'm okay giving TV, but Sven, though?
I think Alliance wanted this. You know, Alliance are a great team about kind of, you know, we saw this yesterday where they're dangling that carrot. They're saying, don't you want to pick this hero? Don't you want to pick it? Like, I know you want to pick it. And then they seem to have a plan. So I genuinely think that Alliance wanted them to pick this Sven. Whether they're going to win against the Sven, I'm not so sure. Like, there's nothing in this draft which really screams to me like, oh, this is going to destroy a Sven, other than PA's mischance, which is still kind of like, meh. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I'm wondering what the plan is here from Alliance, but I strongly believe they have one. Like, there's no way they weren't wanting Navi to pick Sven here in my eyes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they were thinking about it. Omni, if you can get Guardian Angel off after the Sven stuns, so the Purge doesn't come out, like, that can buy a bit of time against the Sven. PA's dagger is quite annoying for the Sven throughout the game. That being said, though, when the Sven, it's like this matchup is all about who gets ahead, right? When the Sven gets far ahead, like, Silver Edge is going to destroy the PA. You know, you're going to have a bunch of items to just be able to go in, tank up, just pretty much 2-shot heroes. When you play with IO, you don't really need to go the Aghanims on the Sven either. You can just go like BKB, straight BKB, and just like get tank items instead.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised on Sven. He just goes like Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, BKB, Silver Edge, like just ignoring the Ags or something. because you got the IO. So you just like get on top of them, stun them, purge them, and just burst them with the IO buffing you up. This Mars is obviously going to go for a Solar Crest at some point. That's going to buff up the Sven too. And his lane is good. He's got a Lina position 5 this game in his lane. So he's got a set. So Sven's going to stun, Lina's going to stun, and it's going to be so much pressure in this lane. So Alliance, like, they got to think what's their offlaner that can actually beat the Sven Lina lane. Maybe a Timbersaw. That's what I'm thinking right now for S4 here.
Yeah, that Timbersaw looks really nice into any of these lanes, actually. Like, the safe lane looks super nice. Playing into the 2 strength heroes would be lovely. And, of course, playing into that Sven would be pretty nice as well. Yeah, I can see that working pretty well.
I would actually have a lot of confidence in Alliance's draft if they get a Timber here. That being said, Navi, they do have a chance to pick, like, a Bat Rider, maybe. They could put the Mars mid, Bat off. Probably won't do that, but they could put Bat middle, which could be really good.
Ooh, a Phoenix. I mean,
it's a 5 Phoenix and Lina mid instead.
Lina mid, yeah.
So they're gonna,
Why? Why? What? I mean, they've got PA and they've got Snapfire. These are 2 very good heroes into Phoenix.
Right. It's kind of a little confusing. PA. I mean, I wouldn't call PA that good against Phoenix. Snapfire definitely. The Lina mid is gonna be able to shove lanes out, but if now the Tiny is the one going middle, I think that's going to be a problem for the Lina. Lina doesn't really like playing against core Tiny because she's always going to get bursted in the fights. And there we go. The S4
there it is.
Timber. We knew it. Navi, they're confident against it. They have 4 strength heroes, by the way, against this Timbersaw. And now they picked a Phoenix position 5, which I don't think is the best laning hero like against Timber at the moment. I would have obviously liked to have seen Lina pair with the Sven and maybe pick like a Bat Rider mid this game for Navi so that they could have done well against Snap or the Tiny middle. We already know one of them have to go mid, right? And then just like be able to create space, play with the Mars, play with the IO. And then that also would have counted the last pick Timbersaw. But now that they have the Phoenix and they have the Lina mid, I'm not feeling so good about Navi's draft as I was earlier.
Yeah, no, I mean, I as mentioned before, I think Navi, they have their overall stronger team. However, Alliance, they kind of have the better strategy. If there's one way they're going to take this series, and it's definitely through the drafts. I mean, that's a really good opportunity for them to do so. And I think this draft is looking absolutely brutal to the side of Navi. I mean, just to put this in perspective, every single side lane hero on the side of Navi is a strength hero, and Alliance have a Timbersaw. That alone is something which should scare you. Also, worth mentioning that PA with a huge physical damage loves dealing with low armor heroes, and typically strength heroes, pretty low armor compared to Agi heroes, which we have none of this game. So that is going to be a bit of a threat. AC is going to be a must for somebody in this game. Are they going to find the space to farm that? I don't really know. These are my concerns right now. Again, I liked before what you were saying about the Sven build. But if he doesn't have any armor to help him out there, then I think he could be in some trouble because that is, I mean, he's got Warcry, I guess, right? That's basically what you need to rely on in this game. So that is that one factor which can kind of help you out in that PA matchup. But we have seen it a lot of times before where the PA's been able to jump on the Sven when she hasn't had that Warcry going and has taken a lot of advantage of that. So it's going to be a very interesting one. I'm very excited about this matchup. I think these drafts are looking pretty one-sided, but then I also think that Navi have the slight gameplay advantage and slight kind of momentum advantage. So I don't really know who I'm going to put ahead in this series. I think Alliance stands such a good chance to take this first game, honestly.
I think so too. I think this draft from them is great. They have this Omni Knight who doesn't actually need to play with the Phantom Assassin in the early game to throw the Heavenly Grace on. He can play with any of the other 3 strength heroes on his team, right? Timber, Tiny, and the Snapfire are all strength heroes. So you can Heavenly Grace them, use them to create some chaos in the early game, give enough space for Nico Baby. And I think Nico Baby is the strongest carry in this game. It's not the Sven with the IO.
Yeah, even though he doesn't really have that kind of direct amplification other than the Heavenly Grace, which again, PA, not the absolute best hero for it, but still pretty good. Allows her to jump around and be super annoying in these fights. But yeah, I mean, it just does feel like this PA's got the game set out in front of her. Let's see what Navi can do. They gotta dig deep here, find some answers to this Alliance draft. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Hanskin's gonna toss back the Sven and secure the bounty rune. And the stun's actually coming down onto Hanskin now. He could be in some trouble. Let's see what they decide to do here. No, they were just gonna back away from each other, call it a day, and get back to their lanes.
Yeah, they don't really have any mangoes in this bottom lane too. They got to be a little bit careful in how they're using their Stormhammers. down here, because if they spend too much mana in the early laning stage, S4 might just have a free time once they run out on the Sven. And I expect S4 to have a really good lane. If it was Sven plus Lina, maybe he could have died once or twice, but with the Phoenix, he should be fine.
Should be A-okay. So, bottom lane should be pretty good for S4, see how it goes down, but Hanskin's going to have to do his best to make some early pulls to get S4 those early levels. That's what we're going to say is important in this bottom lane. Meanwhile, at mid, it's going to be Limp versus Iceberg. I mean, as we've seen recently, the mid lanes barely tend to be super favored these days. Occasionally, someone will overextend and get themselves killed or something like that, like we saw with Supreme's Morphling yesterday. He had some rough times, but overall, it does tend to be quite even these days, although Limp getting a decent amount of harassment onto Iceberg, but Iceberg just returning with the Dragon Slave and with those points in Fiery Soul's able to trade up pretty easily.
Yeah, got that range on the range advantage on Snapfire. But Snapfire, once it gets that bottle and gets that soaring, it's just gonna be a complete wash in this mid lane. Just both heroes just spamming the lane out.
Yeah,
that being said, it's a pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it's a pretty good game for Iceberg in terms of rotations, right? He's got Mars on one side and he's got the Sven on the other side. So any TPs early on from Iceberg, I think it will net into a kill. So we're gonna keep a close eye out on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Any big rotations could mean a world of difference in this. Meanwhile, Hanskin has taken the lane so far back. He's farming under his tier 3 at this point. So Tiny just completely in a world of his own whilst S4 grabs all its XP for himself. Although not doing great on the old CS right now, but he does have this double wave here, which they're trying to pull across on NAVI. So interesting stuff happening down in this bottom lane currently. I don't really think they can do much to stop S4 from really just taking this creep waves under his tower. And he even gets both the card creep camp as well.
Wow.
Very nice.
I mean, S4, he's having the time of his life right now. Like, if they're not shutting him down at the moment, then it's going to be so much more difficult. Look at him. He's got 2 range creeps, a full wave in front of his tower. Hanskin is already level 2. He can start rotating. He can make plays onto Iceberg if he wants to, and just leave S4 all by himself bottom. He's going to have level 2 reactive armor now, too. Oh, this is looking real bad for Navi Nomad. This Timber is going to be gigantic this game.
Yeah, he's going to be a big, big boy, that's for sure. They've got to come up with an answer for him, and I don't think they have it right now. But meanwhile at mid, Hanskin's looking for a rotation onto Iceberg. At least he was looking for a rotation into Iceberg. He's kind of hanging around. They've probably seen him in this ward, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a ward there that spot his rotation. I mean, now we understand how to play against Tiny. This is what Tiny wants to do. Just pull a wave, give the XP to the Timber Saw, then just start roaming around. But Iceberg is not happy about this. He cannot show up in the lane whatsoever while Hanskin's just chilling here.
Yep. He tips him and says, like, look, I know you're here. Okay, stop messing around.
Please
leave me alone. Go to bottom. I'm really bored. I just want to hit some creeps.
That was like a please leave me tip. I know you're there, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to kill me. Can you just leave?
I'll give you some shards, please. Just leave me alone. I'll give you more shards. I swear to God. I'll tip you with all I've got.
Oh man, Iceberg has not been able to last at a creep for a little while now. Here comes the power rune. Io is coming top to help him. And who's gonna get rewarded?
Oh, everybody gets stunned, and now the Tiny comes in from behind with the Avatos combination onto Io. Io staying alive for the time being. Has that stick to keep himself nice and healthy. The rune not even spawning here as Iceberg looking to finish off Limp. Limp, he doesn't actually have any heals here, so one more right click from Iceberg should do the job. And now it's going to be a first blood. Iceberg gets some sweet, sweet revenge here in this middle lane as he takes down Limp for first blood.
Yeah, maybe not really understanding the power of the Io right there on Alliance. They thought they could get the play onto Io and Lina, take the bottle, refill too. Unfortunately, the heals plus the attack speed plus the fiery soul is just way too much damage.
It is a lot. It's a lot to deal with, that's for sure.
How is Shinra doing up here, actually? We haven't really watched this top lane that much. The Phantom Assassin's at 18 last hits. The Mars has 23 and 9. Ooh, he's doing very well on general. Yeah, this Io Mars lane is just not a joke.
Yeah, no, you don't want to mess around with it. Meanwhile, FNG kind of getting cut off here. He has got that Heavenly Grace in the heal to throw down onto himself, but now he's out of mana. Has a lot of heals coming through as well, so FNG is going to be pretty tricky for them to finish off here. They've got themselves a spear. If FNG goes near some trees, he could be in some trouble. General, though, just waiting. The Hunter waits for his moment to strike, and instead just uses the God's Rebuke. Okay, well, has himself a stick tied to who wants to finish up with the spear. Doesn't even need to, though. With the overpower, they will be able to bring him down. Overcharge.
Just a free care for General. And Nico Baby, he did get a little bit of space though, while they were chasing this Omni Knight around the bounty rune. He's 5.5. He really just wants to get level 6 and probably just head on into the jungle. General, he's gonna freeze his lane up top here. Not gonna be very happy, Mr. Nico Baby.
Oh, Limp, that was so unlucky. He tried to cookie a creep, but the creep turned around and started attacking another creep at the wrong moment, then went off in the wrong direction. Ultimate gets completely wasted, and this is what we expect from Snapfires. You know, it's becoming the point where when they get that level 6, we kind of expect them to get a kill. Like, it's almost like you have to, because you can't not CS in the middle lane as the enemy mid laner, so you're putting yourself in cookie range, and that doesn't happen for Limp. That's very costly.
He could have also just waited for Hanskin to get in there, get a stun off, and just use the kisses off of that. That could have been like pretty much guaranteed as well. Yeah, unlucky, but there was probably another moment where could have had that guarantee kill with Tiny.
Indubitably. Meanwhile, Always Wanna Fly going to take up residence in the bottom lane, just try and push it out with a couple of fire spirits and save his tower as best he can. But Hanskin and S4, they found him, and they're hungry for him, although they're holding off on the combination from Hanskin here. Not too sure why. That's going to give Always Wanna Fly the chance to Icarus dive away. Imagine the Tiny was looking to try and interrupt that Icarus dive where possible. Meanwhile, over at top lane, Nico Baby trying to bring down General here. He pops the arena to try and get himself away. It's not going to work though. Nico Baby cuts him down, gets that kill, and meanwhile, Always Wanna Fly goes down in the bottom lane. S4 does find that kill, and at mid there's pressure being put by NAVI on this tower as they will be able to get at least something, but 2 big kills for Alliance in the side lanes and it results in a pretty big win for NAVI in the mid lane. A lot happening right now as Limp gets damn close to try and get that deny.
Yeah, that tower take mid, definitely worth the 2 deaths to happen onto the side lanes, I want to say. S4 with the catapult, that was pretty much a guaranteed death on the bottom tower. Mid, I think Hanskin probably should have just walked there, or at least the Omni Knight needed to TP mid, help the Snapfire secure this defense mid, but it's unfortunate. Now Iceberg has so much freedom on this map. He doesn't really have to worry about mid that much anymore. He can just play top, play bottom. This is going to kick Nico Baby out of the top lane too. They just need some mana, and then they can start playing on the offensive Navi. It's going to give a lot of space for Sven now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. And hopefully they can put some pressure onto Nico Baby, who hasn't been having the best of lanes, definitely not the worst of lanes, but you just compare him to Sven, who's just been like farming neutrals like an absolute madman. So have a look at their net worth. That has put him in pretty good position.
He just farmed a quad big camp stack. Roger tried to stack those Ancients, but there's a sentry already here that FNG managed to plant earlier. So gonna deny 200 some gold away from Mr. B-Tune. But yeah, this Sven is starting to get real big now. And PA just chilling bottom, you know, daggering 1 creep at a time.
Throwing down some daggers, doing some damage, chilling out. All in all, a pretty even laning phase, but I've got to say Navi with a bit of an advantage in the end. It's all about how much space they can make for Nico Baby, how quickly can he pull out that Battle Fury and start to really contest the Sven's farming speed.
Yeah, I mean, Iceberg just mid, he's just waiting for that smoke, waiting for that 10-minute bounty runes, and then we're going to see him explode. He's got all his skills ready, 4 resources. I fully expect a big battle coming out of 10 minutes.
Yeah, with a double damage rune in the bottle as well. Meanwhile, Nico just trying to force Always Wanna Fly out of the lane. In fact, he's going for this kill right now, just jumping on top of Always Wanna Fly, forcing him to Icarus dive away, and does that successfully, claiming the lane for himself. I like that dominant play from Nico Baby on this BA.
Oh, Hanskin mid.
Oh dear, in comes the LSA, the damage going through as well with that Dragon Slave, the right clicks to follow, and they'll be able to bring it down the Tiny with relative ease in the middle lane. Iceberg and Roger getting to work. That Lina hits hella
Keep it up.
fast, but in the top lane we have ourselves an Arena coming down. They're trying to take down S4. He has got 24 stacks of reactive armor. Not the easiest kill in the world, but Laguna Blade will make it a little bit easier, but he timber chains himself away. Still regenerating a lot of health here, and I think this might be game over for NAVI. They can't keep on chasing S4. FNG TP's in as well to give himself the heals. To give S4 the heals, along with the Heavenly Grace if needed. So S4 is going to be completely peachy.
That cloak, so value for S4, right? Because he had this free lane
Huge.
bottom, he's the top of the net worth charts for his team and has insane amount of mana. That one cloak, that's all he needs pretty much to be able to live against Navi at the moment. The only hero who can really kill him is going to be V-Tune once he gets that level 2 Gosh strength pretty much. Ooh, another stack bottom. Nico Baby's like, guys, come on, I want this stack. V-Tune just comes in here, drops his ulti, eats it up, runs away. Oh, this is such good game sense from V-Tune. Like he
Is
feels
it though?
something
He
is
moves
happening.
into a stack. The toss comes in with the Mortimer's Kisses as well, but from the back, Iceberg going to cancel out the Mortimer's Kisses with the Yules, and they're actually going to be able to turn around. They will kill off V-Tune in the end, and Nico Baby gets a kill now. They try to TP themselves away. Always on the fly, swoops on over and says, oh, these guys are out of here. Nothing I can do about that. They will get the kill onto Limp at least, but I think I imagine they're happy to trade Limp for a kill onto the Sven, especially when it's that deep into the enemy side of the map.
Definitely, and on top of that, Nico Baby was the one who got the last hit onto V-Tune too, so that's going to help him get to that Battle Fury a little bit faster. The reason why he did die there is because of that high ground ward, and I think it's going to get instantly dewarded now. But the way that V-Tune like farmed the stack, went in a very safe route, and then cut the trees to farm the big camp, like he did all the right things. It's just this ward completely caught him off guard, and there was 3 heroes there.
No wards on map, GG supports. That's what he's typing in the chat right now. If I know my Dota players. Iceberg heals out onto FNG, taking him down with the Laguna Blade coming through, and General will give him a nice spear in the head to finish the job. Bye-bye FNG. I mean, just a small loss for the side of Alliance, but a loss nonetheless, and it's going to turn in some pressure onto this tier 1 tower. In fact, V-Tune just running himself forward, saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to give this PA the chance to sit in the jungle. I want to come in and start taking some towers, taking some stacks, and putting some pressure onto the side of Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they really want to open up this top tower.
Dire's top tower is under
They don't have to
attack.
worry too much about middle. There's not any pressure coming out from Alliance there. S4, ooh, he really wants to defend this. He's got a hood. He's very tanky. And V-Tune doesn't really have level 2 Gaussian. Level 1 is maybe strong enough.
Yules is out.
With the help of
Iceberg
FNG.
getting very close to the Timbersaw here. They have an egg as well, which they're now going to throw down along with the Arena. A nice little combination. They bring down FNG instantly. And now they move across towards the Tiny as well. He's going to lose life just as quickly. One of his kisses coming in from
Baby?
Alliance. They try to turn this one around. As Nico Baby comes up the front lines. He's surviving for now. Getting pretty low. Sunray coming through as well. Nico Baby needs to get himself back. Meanwhile, Iceberg does get dropped in the end, though. S4 just sitting on the front lines, doing whatever he wants. A nice little Licorice dive from Always Want to Fly. Keeps him out of danger. But they've seen V-Tune. They want this guy. But do they have him? They don't have the stuns. A lack of stuns on the side of Alliance mean the Sven get away, and they actually only get themselves 1 kill from this. It is a successful tier 1 defense, but still only getting 1 kill for that one is not what they had hoped.
Definitely not. And the PA TPing in, that looked pretty scary. She was getting chain stunned up, but they didn't have enough gas after killing the Omni Knight and the Tiny. The Timbersaw is quite invincible at the moment, but his team not so much. Those kisses really saved the day from Limp though.
Yeah, and
All
S4
so
just
spot on.
really doing whatever he wanted in that fight. He was just rocking up through the entire enemy team, timber chaining around, whirling deathing up. With 4 strength heroes on the enemy team, this Timbersaw is going to feel like a god inside these team fights.
Yeah, it's going to do an insane amount of damage. They have to really be careful that they don't lose V-Tune in these fights as well. But if you look at their draft, they don't have a whole lot of stunts, right? Just a cookie, avalanche toss pretty much. So if the Tiny's dead and the cookie goes on cooldown, you can pretty much just TP out.
Yeah, you
Decisioning
can do.
game.
Meanwhile, FNG Iceberg trying to look for the kill, but with Limp in the neighborhood, it doesn't feel that tempting. And now a dagger comes out from Nico Baby. Nico's only on about 50% HP though, so really not tempting for him to go in for anything more than a dagger. But his team is behind him, and Limp's now going to find himself an Invis rune, which is going to be a nice bottle refill for himself as well.
Game starting to slow down a bit ever since the tower being defended top. Navi are like, okay guys, this is just too much effort. Let's just try to farm up. Let's utilize our Sven farming speed over the PA while she still doesn't have Battle Fury. and then we'll go again once we get our next set of items.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So, I like that NAVI tried to play with their timings and tried to just kind of barrel down on Alliance. I like that also, like, when it didn't work, they're not stubborn. They're not trying to, like, continuously run at Alliance because they believe that they're stronger at that point. They're saying, well, actually, there's an easier way for us to take this. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's going to get brought down very, very quickly by Alliance. Nice little strike squad coming through for the bounty rune. Just catching out General being a greedy, greedy boy.
I love that from Alliance. Like, if they watch their replays and they understand Navi, they should know that General always goes for that third bounty, right? Like, we watch so many games of Navi too. We understand that General, he wants that advantage for his team. He always goes for the bounty that is least expected, that the enemy, won't defend. But Alliance was there with literally 5 heroes to make sure they can at least secure those 2 and get a free kill on him. If they can do that on the 20-minute bounties as well, it's just going to be so hard for Navi to defend Roshan.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Dire's top tower
Well,
is under attack.
V-Tune, Roger tapping away at this top tower. They've got themselves a catapult. They've got themselves an angry, angry Sven. And this tower shall fall.
Tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is
Feeling
under
pretty
attack.
good now, starting to open up the map just a little bit further, but PA, she has hit the Battle Fury timing. This is the scary part, so Nika Baby going to be farming up. She's going to be looking for a Deso. After she gets her Deso, is that fight o'clock for her?
Yeah, definitely. Like, once you get Deso, PA just feels like a god in the engagement, just constantly throwing daggers, and then only when you can guarantee the kill, you will Phantom Strike in.
Ooh, he's
Ooh,
like
they have to-
forced to pop out the Supernova
Okay.
in the middle lane unless he dies there. That is not a trade he was happy to make, but nice force out from Alliance. An immediate smoke from them as well, just looking to take advantage of this cooldown now being on, and they want to make some plays on this map.
They see the IO under the ward, and they saw the Sven too.
Yeah, bye IO. See ya, buddy.
They want more. They see V-Tune
do.
too. And they don't have any
V-Tune on the
vision
run.
here on the side of Navi. Yeah, they're going to kick him out of the triangle area.
Radiant's middle tower is under
S4
attack.
feeling like a god in front of this tier 1 tower. Gonna allow his team to actually surround this and hunt them.
Oh yeah, fears nothing. Jump in and toss back from Handskin onto General. General in some trouble, and more of those kisses will finish him off from overhead. The artillery has arrived, and that's going to force back Navi. S4 though, he's not done. He's in their faces right now, saying, "Hey, you want me? Come get me. I know that you don't have the meat." Meanwhile, Limp's going to finish off this middle tower with this double damage rune. Should be able to do so easily. And now Alliance move down to bottom. They're looking for Iceberg. It just doesn't stop. This movement's from Iceberg just sweeping through the enemy side of the map from Alliance. And now they're getting on top of this Lena. Lena trying to move around, but the toss gets caught. Though Roger comes in with the heals, trying to keep her alive. This seems like a desperate effort. TP away, cancelled out by the Avalanche. Iceberg will fall. Roger moves to the trees, goes for the TP, successful in doing so. But Alliance still find themselves another big, big kill here. This is a series of pretty cataclysmic events from NAVI as they seem to have just let this game slip between their fingers.
That was really nice because Alliance, as soon as they get the Blink Dagger on the Tiny, they just go on the offensive, right? They see the vision of the IO and the Sven and some of the heroes on the left side. They jump the Phoenix right away mid, force the egg. They instantly understand that Navi does not have the team fighting capabilities anymore. Like, look at their heroes. They need a few items before they can really take fights if they don't have the egg. So after the egg comes off, they chase down the IO and the Sven who are playing under their vision, kill one, and just keep going, one after the other. S4 is doing such an amazing job in this game, just staying in front of the opponent, constantly killing the creep waves, not letting them have any information or creeps running out. And this gives so much space for Tiny and the PA to just run around and kill.
Yeah, and another point I wanted to come back to here is that like this Tiny's had such a good game because of this Timbersaw pick. S4 is allowed to just play alone. Yeah, he's not top of net worth. He could be. If Alliance wanted to play it in a certain way, they could have let S4 just get all the farm in the bottom lane. Hanskin could have played like a really supportive 4. But you know this team, S4 is a team player, and he says, hey, I think the highest chance for us to get victory here is for me to utilize my hero's strength to give Hanskin the space as well. We'll both be strong. Our team all together is going to be so much stronger because of that. And now my Tiny Blink's going to run around the map with me and we'll kill people together. And our team's going to be very happy. That is the Alliance way, folks. And it's working.
Exactly.
Radiant's
And this also gives a lot of space for Limp now too, because now he doesn't need to like wait for someone to run in and do the slow plays. He can just wait for the Tiny to blink in, toss combo, instantly throw the kisses out, pretty much burst the hero. If Navi don't use relocate on that hero who's getting toss comboed and mech them up too, like you're just gonna be -1 right away. So it's very difficult for Navi to teamfight right now.
If they thought the catch was bad before with a Tiny Blink, it's about to get a whole lot worse as they pick up the Aghanims on the Snapfire. Ding dong,
Big item.
Snapfire Airlines is open for business. Please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. That is
He
not what
can
they say on
just
flights.
he can just
Suddenly realized.
gobble up the Tiny and send them in too. Like they can just smoke up right now. They should keep playing aggressively. The PA is just one Mithril Hammer away from the Desolator. Once that Desol's up, they can do Roshan at any given time, right? So they just want to get like 1-2 kills maybe, and then just start playing for that Rosh, get the Aegis, and then Aegis plus Heavenly Grace PA is just going to be unstoppable this game.
Yep. I love how they played this as well, Alliance, is that they haven't just said, oh, well, we'll get the Deso, then we'll go fight because our PA can farm so quickly. But actually, they don't want to waste any time. They get the Blink Dagger on the Tiny, and they know that that's their strength. They know that's a point where they can actually start looking for kills. And when they find one, they want to get the other one whilst there's still some cooldowns going.
Ooh.
You know, this all came from the egg, and now the toss is beautifully done onto Roger. Roger being brought down. Now I see V-Tune, slightly harder fish to fry, but they're going to try and do it. One of those kisses coming through, utilizing the clumsy net at the same time, but the BKB popped from V-Tune, turning it around and forcing Alliance back. But they still want to take control of this high ground area. The Avalanche misses from Handskin, but still, they will bully back Na'Vi again here.
That's a 10-second BKB V-Tune had to use right there. He's not going to be happy about that. And always want to fight. He's in trouble.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well,
Oh no, that's a Roshan.
it is
it?
indeed.
Or are they going to wait for the Deso? No, he's 200 gold away from the Deso. They might just wait for the Deso,
okay.
just farm up the triangle for the next minute. Try to get the bounties. Oh, Iceberg bottom. He's gonna sneak one at least. So still 3 going the way of Alliance, and now they got the Deso complete, and it's time. It's time to play around Rosh. Make Navi come out and try to fight you. That's their plan right now.
Yeah, this pacing as well. Again, you know, they're already inside. They don't even have the Deso yet. They're already inside the pit, though, trying to make it happen, trying to make it go as quickly as possible. Deso now arriving on the courier, and they know they've got the sustain to be able to start doing this early, but Navi are on the way. They do have these ultimates ready to go. This is going to be a tough fight to take, but Hanskin's going to start things off. Arena does come down, though. They've managed to get S4. They'll throw in. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage coming down. General, he might actually drop here as a tiny projectile flies on through. Down comes a supernova, but they've TP'd the Sven away. They want to get him to safety, and that's going to leave Always Want to Fly for dead. The Sven might be coming back in. It's Iceberg here, but that just feels like maybe it's not going to happen. I don't know. A buyback from General. They're going to bring back the Mars. Meanwhile, Sven comes into the front lines, TP across to help out the Lina. Hanskin pretty low here, but they jump the Lina. This Phantom Assassin is completely unchecked. As General going to go down to Lil Shredder. No, he's not, just survived. Nico Baby jumps across over towards Roger, but V-Tune's defending him with his life. He's got that tanky walk right up, so he's pretty invincible right now, but Roger is getting targeted by Nico Baby as he gets himself the triple line. The support kills have come in thick and fast, but Nico Baby, that leaves V-Tune completely alone. There are no more resources coming his way, and he will die as well. Alliance take the fight with relative ease. They did manage to finish off the Timbersaw inside that engagement, but that still wasn't enough now as Nico Baby is just so damn farmed.
He is gigantic now. Oh man, that was such a perfect toss into the gobble up stun. They just got chain stun on the Mars and the Sven. The Io had to come in right away, get that mech, get that relocate out just to save him. And the Sven also had to pop the BKB, so very awkward usage of their skills. And always want to fly. Are you sure you want to be there?
Come on. Icarus dive Aegis steal,
no.
let's go.
It's still on cooldown. Yeah. Oh,
Nothing to
this
go
is
for anyway.
This is looking so bad for Navi. Like, goal lead only 2k, but it's so irrelevant according to, you know, how strong this Phantom Assassin is.
Oh,
Heavenly
boy.
Grace PA.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, that was interesting. A toss sends a fly in, but they'll bring down Always Want to
They're
Fly
not done.
regardless. They are not done. They're looking for Iceberg. They want the Lina. The Fiery Lady will die to the swords off S4. Well, the blades, as they cut down Iceberg, hero after hero. Na'Vi have completely let this game slip out of their hands. Like, this has really been some sloppy game from them. But, I mean, the pressure from Alliance has caused this. They have just been all up in Na'Vi's face from the get-go, and they are not letting this go either. General at bottom lane. How dare you? How dare you push our tower, General? Get over here, kid. And they get on top of him. Bulwark's only going to help him so much. Throw him around the back. Stab him in the back. That's going to be another hero going down. Oh, why is there an IO here?
Oh, they found the IO. Oh my goodness. Nico Baby, he's on a murder spree.
Yep, just patiently waiting for his next kill. Yeah, that's a face of a killer right there. Hey, Roger, how's it going? Bye-bye now. Jesus.
Oh, Basher complete. 23 minutes. If you thought he was scary already with that Battle Fury and Desolator. Knight's got some disables too.
Some nightmares.
Does
They
he-
jump the Phoenix over here. Always want to fly, won't get away. Oh, you know, there's always that caster's rule, isn't there? When you're casting, always want to fly. You get one per series, and I think it's time in game 1 to use it. Always want to die, am I right, guys? There we go.
Indeed you are. Indeed
But-
you are.
I think I might have to make it once per tournament, to be honest. It's a very
Yeah,
bad
I
joke.
think it's
Doesn't
starting
have
to get
legs.
very lame. It's
I mean,
actually-
it was lame from the start, let's be honest. It's some low-hanging fruit. Hanskin jumping in, tossing back Melina. She's going to throw it into the arms of Nico Baby, who embraces her with her swords. Another hero dead, and they'll take down the tower. I'm starting to feel it. There's not much left in the tank for NAVI.
GG,
This team-
that's it. That's it. I mean, I
That's some
felt it.
insights
You
right there,
felt it.
folks.
Yep. Right? We all felt it.
That's
and
it.
That's it. I mean, Navi, I'm at least glad that they understand they cannot win from this position. Like, they went through all the options. They're like, okay, what if we do this? What if we do this? And then they're like, oh, this will happen, you know, in their minds. And they're like, okay, let's just call it a wrap. Like,